Welcome to a deep dive. Today, we're unlocking 5 of the most compelling fan fiction tropes, the ones that really hook readers.
Right.
And just as importantly, we're going to explore when they sometimes, fall flat.
Yeah.
Our mission really is to give you a shortcut to understanding what makes these narrative patterns so powerful, or sometimes problematic.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how these recurring story elements, they're not just plot devices. They tap into really universal human experience.
Oh, absolutely.
They create these incredibly powerful connections with readers, almost like a narrative shorthand for deep desires.
That's a great way to put it. So kicking us off, let's talk about a huge one. Enemies to lovers. You see it everywhere.
Oh, absolutely everywhere. It's at its core, it's about rivals, right? People who start off opposed, but somehow develop this genuine romance.
Yeah.
It works because, well, the tension is inherent. It's built right in.
Yeah.
And the emotional payoff when they finally shift, it's huge. Plus, you get this sense of earned growth. Like the characters really had to change and dismantle their biases.
That earned growth point feels key, doesn't it?
Totally. But it can go wrong. It really backfires if those shifts feel unbelievable or rushed.
Right.
Or worse, if it ends up sort of romanticizing what's actually toxic behavior. That's the danger zone.
Yeah, I can see that. Thin line sometimes.
You see it with pairings like Draco and Harry and Fanon, or Reylo from Star Wars is another big example people talk about.
Okay, so building on that idea of shifting dynamics, sometimes the start is completely different, like fake relationship or marriage of convenience.
Yes. So here, characters pretend to be a couple.
Right.
Usually for some practical reason, right?
Right. There's a goal.
Exactly. But then, because they're stuck together, that forced proximity, and they start sharing things, being vulnerable, real feelings sneak in.
Always gets you, that trope.
It does. It hooks you with that tension between the act and what's becoming real. But it completely flops. The reason they started pretending feels too contrived.
Like, why would they really do this?
Precisely. Or if the switch to real feelings feels shallow, lacks depth, you need to believe why they'd keep it up and how those feelings actually grow.
Makes sense, like those modern takes on Pride and Prejudice style fake engagements you sometimes see.
Exactly like that.
Okay, and sticking with emotional journeys, the third one often hits right in the feels. Hurt comfort.
Oh, it really does. This is where one character is hurting, could be physical, could be emotional, and another character steps in to provide care, solace.
That moment of connection.
Yes. It's deeply emotional. It often shows, softer sides of characters we don't always see, and it inspires this real warmth in readers.
But it feels like it could go wrong easily, too. Yeah.
It really tests a writer's touch. It backfires badly if the hurt feels gratuitous, like it's just there for shock value or to manipulate emotions.
Shed tears, yeah.
Right. Or if the comfort doesn't feel authentic, like it doesn't fit the characters or their actual relationship. It has to be about building genuine trust, not just patching someone up. You see this explored a lot, like in the dynamic between Tony Stark and Peter Parker in many fan works, that protective, comforting instinct.
Gotcha. Ensuring the hurt serves the story. Okay, so moving beyond those interpersonal dynamics, some tropes just blow up the scope entirely, like time travel or alternate universe, AUS.
Yes. AUS. So this is taking characters we know and love and dropping them into completely different settings, different timelines, different realities.
The coffee shop AU.
The classic coffee shop AU, or high school AUS, historical settings where readers love the creativity, seeing familiar faces in new contexts. It's a huge what-if play.
It is fun, but risky.
Very. It fails spectacularly if the world building is sloppy, like the new rules don't make sense or aren't consistent.
Yeah, that pulls you right out.
Or maybe worse, if the characters become so different they're basically unrecognizable, you lose that connection to who they were. It's about reimagining, not just replacing them entirely.
So keep the core essence.
Exactly. Like, people love the idea of Harry Potter maybe going back to the Marauders era, right? But you've got to make that interaction feel believable within that new context.
Right. Okay, and finally, one that seems to resonate really deeply with a lot of people. Found family.
Oh, found family. It's powerful. This is all about characters who aren't related by blood, forming these incredibly tight-knit family bonds.
Through shared experience.
Exactly. Through loyalty, mutual support, going through stuff together. It resonates because it taps into that fundamental human need for belonging, for finding your home, your people.
Especially for characters who start out alone.
Yes. The outsiders, the lonely ones. It tells us family isn't just biology. But, like the others, it can feel forced.
How so?
got enough buildup, or if there's no realistic conflict or bumps along the road to becoming that family unit, you need to see the work they put in.
Needs that earned feeling again.
It does. Think about the Avengers crew in fanfic, or like the Firefly crew. Those bonds feel real because they're tested.
Okay, so we've unpacked 5 really potent fan fiction tropes. We've seen what draws us in and kind of where they can stumble. What really stands out to you about how these things work on readers?
Well, if you look at the bigger picture, it really highlights how these fundamental human desires, connection, belonging, growth, even just plain escapism, they're all being explored through these popular structures.
They give us a framework?
Exactly. A framework to explore these big themes and character journeys that just resonate,
Yeah.
regardless of the specific fandom or universe.
So here's something for you listening to maybe mull over for your next read or maybe even your next writing idea. What is it that makes a trope feel truly earned in a story versus feeling just sort of forced?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Think about that authenticity maybe in the character growth, the relationship building.
Yeah.
What makes you believe it?